What did you think of just of how you guys played in Japan? Like, what did you take from that trip?
I thought we played pretty well, especially really early in the preseason. We played hard. We played with good habits, good intentions. In game 2, we had a lot of turnovers and was fouling a little bit too much, but that's to be expected. We got a lot to work on still, but we're still trying to find our chemistry all the way with different units and different groups. But for overall, we did a good job. I felt pretty good. Definitely still feel some jet lag, but overall, you feel good. It was good to get up and down today just to break a sweat. But looking forward to getting after it a little bit more and scrimmaging and playing. It was a long flight, long trip, but glad to be back home.
Kevon, last year you guys had a couple of kids on the roster, JK and Moody and those guys. But what are you seeing from those two, and also from James? I mean, we know what you're seeing from James, but also what are you seeing early from Patrick and Ryan?
From Pat and Ryan, obviously Pat can shoot the ball really, really well. That stands out, just especially being his size. Usually, rookies coming in, that's the one thing they do struggle with is the 3-ball, and he's been pretty consistent with it so far early. And Ryan's super aggressive. He plays hard, and he does. His confidence doesn't really waver. You like to see that as a rookie. He's out there fearless. And you see JK and Moses taking that next step, and they feel a lot more confident. They know what's going on. They don't feel like they're out there not rushed. They're playing with a lot of poise, and you like to see that jump from year 1 to year 2. And I'm excited to see what they do, Moses and JK, because they've been having a great training camp.
A lot of guys that come into the league that have had parents as coaches, like Pat, you can kind of see that in them. What are you seeing in that regard with Patrick?
Just his feel for the game is really high. You can tell that already. Him being a rookie and not even playing a lot of college games, and for him to have that feel already, he already knows where to be at. He picks up on everything really fast, and that's something that you need to be on his team. He's a high IQ player, and I know Steve loves guys like that, so he's gonna probably find his way on the court somehow. It's gonna be a lot of work, a lot of talent at the position, but the way he shoots it and his feel for the game, it's already taking a step in the right direction.
All 82, and you said you would like to do that again, but I'm just curious, do you have to change is your approach changed to training camp as you've gotten older and as you've gotten more of them under your belt?
I wouldn't say my approach has changed. I think the team or the NBA approach is a little different. They rely more on the sports science and the training staff to get get us through the season more. My first couple of years, I feel like we just got out there and everybody, they just throw the ball out and say, go play and get in shape. But now it's a little bit more smarter, a little bit more science behind it. So that kind of changes the way we practice. But, my approach has always been the same, just to go out there, try to practice as much as you can, get in game shape. I feel like I'm in great shape already, but just taking that extra step to get in game shape is always the goal for training camp.
The core of the roster is very similar to last year, but you guys traded obviously some vets and on the bench for young guys. Does this team feel younger than last year's team to you?
Definitely. We got a lot more young guys in the building. You can just tell by the practices. It's a lot more teaching. Going over our offense a little bit more, a lot more details. Last year we didn't have to do that as much. We had a lot more veteran guys. Guys already knew the terminology, and really they kind of already knew the concepts because they've been in the league so long. So it's a lot more teaching and different things like that. But and just the energy in the gym is different. Guys in there early. Guys are excited to be at practice. You got veterans. Guys kind of just stroll in, but the young guys in there bright and early. They bring that young energy into the gym. I think that's something that we need.
Is that? I'm sure that does bring some life, but does the extra amount of teaching can that be tough for the vets?
It can be tough sometimes, just because you feel like you're going over the same stuff you've been doing for years. But it gives us a chance to even learn our offense even more detail, just because we get to teach it. It's different when you just know it and you just going out there and just doing it. It's different than when you actually got to sit down and teach somebody and tell them all the small details, tell them how to tell them all the reads. You really get a grasp of it even better. So. I think that's good for us, for the veterans, to keep them engaged. They got to do a lot more teaching, a lot more, coaching the young guys.
A lot of these young guys are obviously, guys that are groomed in some ways, and not just in your situation, but others, to kind of, in a harsh way, like take your job in the future.
Right.
That's just the dynamic of the NBA, but is that strange at all?
Not really. No, I think everybody here has been on the other side of it as well. So it's not like, it's nobody's first time being in this position. I'm pretty sure when Steph came here, he had to learn from Monte Ellis, and Clay had to learn from him too. And when Draymond got here, he had David Lee, and when I got here, I had Bogut. So it's not like it's something new. And them guys are great at it. And most of these guys are established in their roles and what they've been doing. So they're going to keep doing what they do until they can't no more. So it's not like it's no real, I wouldn't say it's competition, but it's no real like bad blood or nobody's like looking spiteful. Everybody's coming in with one goal is to win. So I think everybody's prepared for whatever, and we got really professionals. A lot of guys that's already established. So when you're established already, you know your role, you know what you can do. I don't think you feel threatened.
You talked about how in Japan you still have to work on your chemistry, and you do have new faces. In Japan, there wasn't a lot of practice time.
Right.
Preseason games, a lot of you main guys aren't playing. But how does a trip like Japan help build chemistry away from the court? And then how does that just help with the grand scheme of things?
It helps you just getting to know guys better. Most of the time we practice so much on the court, you don't get to, once practice is over, you kind of just want to go your own way because we've been in the gym 5-6 hours with the same guys. But on the road, you're kind of forced to hang out and going to team dinners, get to know guys, where they're from, their backstory, know what makes guys go, what ticks guys off, different things like that. So, we got a long trip like that. A lot of hours on the plane, guys playing dominoes, playing cards. You get to know each other and just build that bond. And I think that's important for, we got young guys who never experienced the NBA, get a taste what the NBA is like. And then, the new, like Dante and Jermichael coming in, just getting to know our system, know our culture, and know how we kind of operate.
Steve, back to the teaching thing. Steve mentioned how big of a mentor you've been for James just by leading by example over the past couple of years. Today at practice, you were coaching him up pretty hard towards the end of practice, right at that hoop near where we stand. What were you kind of taking him through? And how does James respond to teaching and, positive criticism and such like that?
We were just talking about just really about rebounding. That's something that, Decky was screaming about to me last year, and I'm just kind of, sharing what I kind of know about different things and different positions and stuff like that. So, James responds well to the teaching. He learns pretty quick. He has a lot of talent. He just really just small things that we just kind of almost overcoaching him on, but because he kind of already knows it, but just trying to kind of reminding him and doing different things like that. We've been working hard, and he pushes me, I pushes him, and I learn from him, and he learns from me. So, just trying to get that chemistry, learn from each other, and keep building. And Decky does a great job of having us compete. Me being able to compete against a guy like James, not a lot of people like him in the NBA with that size and length. So I get to work on my finishing, and he gets to work on scoring on different size defenders like me. I'm a little smaller, so he has to learn how to play against matchups like me.
What specifically, I guess, did you learn about rebounding last year, and what are you trying to impart on him?
For me, just about the positioning, the different areas where I can rebound from. In our offense, where a lot of the shots come from, where the ball go, and where I need to be at to be able to get those offensive rebounds. We were really just talking about those things. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a science to it, but it's a little bit of a science to it. So I'm just sharing what I learned in the past, and
Geometry?
I wouldn't say geometry, but it's something like that, and really about. I can't share all this. Me and James know.